Alright, so welcome. I figured it was about time I did this. Got about a week before I'm supposed to turn this in, but gonna start off. This is the Cavalry Creek course that I've been working on for, say, 6 weeks now. I have been moving it from here over to the 2D paper that I have. With the whole course from the top down view. I'm just going to give a quick little overview of everything here, how I got it to 2D, how I transferred it over, and maybe go over a couple little holes or something. So to start off, as you can see, I've got a lot of little white circles and yellow lines. These are called measurement points. So this is what I had to do a lot of to move it over to my paper. So I'd measure 15 yards and by 31, and then I'd move that over to my paper and I'd copy it down. A lot of measurements between places like this as well, just getting distances down for what I needed, just so I could have everything as close to what I have on paper. So what I originally did was I started off by marking my holes. As you can kind of see the holes from the top-down view up here. I know there's a lot of yellow little lines on here, but started off with hole 1, and I just marked where I wanted the holes down, and I made sure that I had the outline of where my paper was actually at. As you can see, I've got some longer lines that kind of show me where the edge of the actual paper that I'm going to be putting this on is. But I started off by just marking down the original 18 holes, where I wanted them, what I wanted them to be, so I knew where my par 5s, where my par 3s, where my par 4s are going to be. I made sure the front 9 circled all the way back around to the clubhouse and parking lot area over here, and same thing with 10 out to 18, which comes right back to here as well. Talk about a few things with the course. The first thing I actually drew was the driving range and these 2 lakes over here. I knew I wanted to have some water hazards on the course, so I started out with these 2 giant lakes, which actually ended up being one of my bigger mistakes that I made. Overall, the whole course, I would say I made very few mistakes copying it over, but one of my only ones that I did make was this little river is running this direction when it should be running about right here, which doesn't seem like that big of a mistake, but it ends up shoving it a lot closer to here than I wanted. A few holes were just like 50 yards off placement wise than what they needed to be. They still ended up looking fine and playing the same, but they're just not in the exact spot on the map where they are. Right, so I figured it's about time that I just go over the course, so I can wrap this up and make it pretty quick. This is the clubhouse. You've got your little entrance road which leads up to the main highway over here, which runs off of the map to wherever this town would be. You got your little parking lot. I spent some time decorating the place with some trees and some shrubs. I tried to show these from the top down map as just the plant beds, so I don't actually show the bushes and stuff in the 2D. So you would have to look at this to know what actually is planted in those spots. But got your little cart parking area right here out front. I got the cart shed back here along with the maintenance sheds as well. Out on the course, I've got 2 little rest stops. One that is right at the meeting point where 3 goes to 4 and 6 goes to 7. So if this 9's got 2 little rest stop spots at the same rest stop, and this one over here has one in between 13 and 14. Just a little rest stop with a little shelter right here. Alright, so one other thing I also wanted to show was the way I did waste areas on the course. So from the top down view, you've got of course trees, water, all that regular stuff, but I've got the waste areas marked out as well. The waste areas are all hazards. These are typically more marshy areas that the course would just kind of let grow and let do its own thing. These can be used as water overflow areas if water needs to be drained too. There are quite a few of them spread across the course, but I do think they serve a great design purpose to the course. Alright, now we're at number 17. This is the longest par 4 on the course. It looks kind of weird from the top down because the fairway is so large. It's just almost like a driving range wide fairway. But the purpose of that is to give the players a lot of area to aim at and make them feel very comfortable with landing over here when you actually want to be caressing this side right here, so you can catch this slope to take you down closer to the green. As you can see, the 150 is right here, so even with a good drive to right in this area, you're still going to be 160, 170, maybe 150. And with a bad drive being over here, which would still be in the fairway, is going to give you a solid 200 to maybe even 230 to the green on a par 4, making this hole quite difficult and quite long, especially with the smaller green, with the smaller fairway. It is very deceiving of a hole because off the bat it looks super easy, and then the green and whole green complex gets very small with a lot of trash and just really nowhere to land your ball other than the green. Some of the other good holes out here, number 15 was originally a par 4, but then I realized that I did need to have another par 5, so I backed it up, and I actually ended up liking it backed up. The original landing zone was up here, and the original tees were back here, but I ended up moving the tees to where the landing zone is around this area right here. This is actually a pretty difficult tee shot. It's very easy if you lay it up, and really takes a monster of a drive to be able to get there in 2 anyway. So the best option pretty much is to lay up here and then play your second shot down, because going for this green with the walls around it is almost impossible in 2. I've done it a few times, but it is very, very hard. This green is also the green with the largest slope on the entire course, making it actually a pretty technical green, because if you are not careful coming into this green, you can get too much speed coming off of this slope and actually go down into the water if you are coming at it from this angle. So you do have to let your balls just barely get down into there, which for the most part you're probably not going to want to be down here. When you are down here, the pin's probably going to be right here, right here, right here, and you're going to be down here having to putt out. So this is probably one of the most difficult par 5s on the whole course, just based off of the green complex. Alright, now the hardest hole in the whole course, number 9. It is a very long par 4. What makes this hole specifically difficult is it is a dogleg that forces you out to the right, one that you really can't cut from any of the tees if you are playing at your correct tee box, unless you hit an absolute monster of a drive. So for the most part, it's going to force most people to play out here, which puts you in danger of the water and this giant bunker. And if you were to actually lay up, you would be back here and have your view to the left half of the green obstructed by this hill. So really you want to be way out here, which is going to still put you at a comfortable 165 into the green on a perfect drive. Most drives are going to end up back here around the 190 range. I can actually play test it real quick. So this is a pretty long driver right here, 290, definitely on the longer side of things. And even with a smashed almost 300-yard drive, I still have 170 into a pin behind a hill. I might as well say something about this hole. I guess I forgot to talk about it, but this hole is special in the fact that it has a tree blocking out the right portion of the green. From the tee boxes, the furthest over you can get is about right here. So what you are meant to do is play it off of this big hill down into the lower pin positions. You have to land your ball about right here to get a good little dribble down. All the pin positions on this green are hard though. This is a very hard, shorter little par 3 here. Alright, to end it off, I guess the last thing I'm going to do is go to every hole, kind of get the above view and do a quick little comparison with the pictured course on the other side. I guess I might as well point out before I end everything off and go and show all the holes real quick is that I do have OB lines on the course. The only out of bounds is on holes 1 and 10, which both run along the main road in the main driving range and clubhouse area. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Alright, so I guess it's time to wrap this up. So this project in total took me somewhere around 60 to 70 hours between the 2D and 3D versions. I was talking to Mr. McCrimmon, my teacher, and I was telling him that I would like to design it in the game as well as 2D. And this is just my way of turning it into him. So if you happen to find this on YouTube and wondering what is going on here, that is why. This is for a school project. And thank you for watching if you did stay, and have a good day.